So, let me ask you guys what you think about cultural appropriation.
Just in general?
Well, sort of, and the idea that everyone is so mad about things that they claim. Appropriation?
Can I throw out a definition real quick?
Please.
Because this is kind of a hard concept to grasp, I think, for a lot of people.
Okay.
So the definition, cultural appropriation, is the adoption of elements of a minority culture by members of the dominant culture. Because of the presence of power imbalances that are a byproduct of colonialism and oppression, cultural appropriation is distinct from equal cultural exchange. Does that make sense? Was anything unclear?
So, it's the adoption of a cultural element by the powerful or more dominant culture.
Yeah.
From
a minority culture.
Okay.
And it's different from equal cultural exchange because of power imbalances, which cited by this article are a result of colonialism and oppression.
What did you say, Paul?
No, I was going to say, I was reading the same thing.
Yeah, we're reading the same thing.
Oh. Okay. So, do we have any examples?
We do have some examples. So, someone wearing a Native American headdress is an example of cultural appropriation.
Someone or someone from the dominant culture?
Someone from the dominant culture.
And what is the dominant culture?
In what?
In this example.
Oh, it's whoever is the dominant culture in the environment in which the Native Americans are the minority culture.
So, someone who's not Native American going to a Native American reserve or whatever, or a party where or Native American family reunion, and they're wearing a headdress, then it's not appropriation. Because in that, so what are the parameters of the area? Is it 10 feet? Is it the state?
I mean, we're talking about an environment.
Yeah, what are the parameters of the environment that define it as appropriation? Because you're saying the dominant culture.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So where does that start and end?
I mean, I do feel like it's situational. Because, yeah, if you are someone who is in America, a majority culture, part of the majority culture, if you're invited by your Native American friend to attend a Native American gathering and they say it's acceptable to wear a headdress where they ask you to,
so all it takes
that's
is
not appropriation.
All it takes is one representative of the race to have it be equal exchange.
What? I don't know.
Well, that's what you said. Yeah, you said one. If one of the people say it's okay, then it's okay.
Well, okay, no, I don't. If it's accepted
by
and viewed as okay by the people who you're with.
Which people, though? All the people?
If you are in the example of going to a party, why are you getting technical?
Because
in the example, in the example of someone going to a party.
Yeah.
Let's say a bunch of people at the party say, yeah, that's like we want you to, embrace this culture, and here's a headdress for you to wear.
So it takes two people at least?
I mean, no, I don't know.
Or the majority of the people that will be there?
I don't know.
Well, I think it's important because people are getting, criticized. So
you got some more examples. It says a common example of cultural appropriation is the adoption of the iconography of another culture and using it for purposes that are unintended by the original culture or even offensive to that culture's mores.
For example, the Redskins.
Yeah. Wearing jewelry or fashion with religious symbols such as the war bonnet, medicine wheel, or cross without any belief in those religions, and copying iconography from another culture's history, such as Polynesian tribal tattoos, Chinese characters, I've seen that, or Celtic art.
Very common.
Why do people do that? You know, it's like if they want to, but then are they doing it not knowing? I don't know. It's. I feel like you see it every day, and whether you attach that name to it or not, it depends. But does it happen? Yeah. But is it what mindset is the individual doing that for? You know.
Right. Are they doing it to make fun of the culture, or are they appreciating the culture, or, you know, or do they just like it? And they don't really know where it came from or what it is, but they're just like, hey, I like this. Yeah.
If we're talking about Washington? It's Washington,
Redskins.
Right? Redskins.
Yeah, and even the Cleveland Indians now, they just have to see.
I feel like in no way can you be like, well, we just like it.
No. I think the Redskins is weird.
That's awful.
I don't like that one so much. You know,
I mean, there's a hockey team, Chicago Blackhawks, but it's not.
Yeah, but that's like a bird.
No,
isn't it?
It looks like an Indian dude.
It is, yeah.
Oh,
I
really?
shouldn't say
Yeah.
dude.
It's a tribe. Okay,
it's a tribe,
gotcha.
but it's not having that skin or the red.
Right.
It's like a word used to describe a group of people. Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
well, if that's bad, then the Vikings would have to be bad too.
But those are tough guys. Actually, no, Native Americans. No, I have a lot of respect for them. I think I'm not trying to downplay them at all.
I don't know. Are there still Vikings? Is that a thing?
There's a team, the Viking team, football.
No.
Like
Actual
in real
Vikings.
life.
Oh, there are
Probably
descendants of Vikings. Sure,
but
maybe
they're not, going on their ships and
raiding people,
blowing the horns and
all the cool stuff.
what do they do?
Well, I don't know what they do. Okay, so I think it is also a matter of something that might be sensitive too. So we live in America. There's a huge, everyone knows about all the Native American, all that, everything,
the history.
So it becomes offensive now after, kind of stripping them from their culture, however many couple hundred years ago.
Sure.
And now trying to adopt it for yourself and use it as an icon.
Here's the problem, though. Nobody here alive today stripped Native Americans of their culture.
But Native Americans still suffer the effects of that.
Okay, but the perpetrators are dead. They're gone. So why should other people alive today who might appreciate that culture be, stopped from adopting elements of that culture?
Think about the motives behind it, or how things originated. If you look at the Washington Redskins, it wasn't right then and it's not right now.
Let's take the Redskins out.
Well, I know, but I am just saying, real quick though.
Okay.
Last point about it. That, no one alive today is responsible for anything that happened 200 years ago. But
they learned that something happened because of this is what the textbook says. I feel like, do the winners write the history books? Maybe. But just the way you learn about a particular topic, you feel like, oh, well, were they right or were they wrong to do what they did? I don't know.
Right. I'm not saying they're right. I'm just saying
nobody's living today.
I understand you.
Yeah. Nobody's living that did that, but
right.
But you also don't want to keep around those things, that are a result of something like cultural appropriation, like the name Redskins.
Okay.
Like you don't want to.
Okay, let's get away from the Redskins.
I didn't.
But okay,
that was it. I just didn't finish what I was saying.
Does your logic apply? People are complaining about dreadlocks, cornrows, Chinese, like geishas, Halloween costumes, and the girl who went to prom with a dress that was like a Japanese dress or something like that.
It's a nice dress.
Yeah. Did you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what do you think about those type of situations? Why do you look so tired?
Because I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it.
Oh.
Because You can, I think the hang up that people have is not, I feel like if you're hung up that someone is adopting part of your culture, period, I feel like that's not really warranted if you're super offended by that. But I think it's more of the respect given to it or not given to it, or the acknowledgement of this is what it means, you know? Like, if you say, if there's a, I don't know, a Chinese wedding dress, and you research it and you find out, oh, well, this, you know, wearing this dress, it means this and this and this, and this is what it's supposed to stand for. I think I want to wear that dress at my wedding. I feel like you can't really be offended by that. They understand it. They acknowledge that that's what it is, and they choose to do it. But if you look at a Chinese wedding dress and you say, dang, that is cute, I'm going to wear that to prom.
What's wrong with that?
Because it means something to someone else.
Who cares?
Well, okay, I'm sure there are things in this room that mean something to you that mean absolutely nothing to me. Can I break it?
Sure. I don't own you. I don't own it.
No, but would you be offended?
Would I be offended?
Yeah.
No, it's
Name something in here that means something to you. Anything.
I don't. My superhero art.
So if I ripped one up, you wouldn't be mad or offended?
Well, yeah, I would, because that's mine. It's because it's my. But if you want to go, if you want to buy your own copy, you can do whatever you want with it. I don't really care. But this is my property. I'm not gonna go steal someone's Japanese dress and piss on it. I'm gonna get my own Japanese dress.
But don't look at it as that's your dress. Look at it as that's your whole culture. I'm not. I feel like you do have the right to be offended if I take it from you.
No, and you're not taking. Okay.
And do with it what I want.
This is where we disagree.
Right, it is. But
yeah,
in someone's eyes who has something from their culture taken, and you know something is done with it that is not the way that it's supposed to be done with it in their culture, that is like me taking your picture and ripping it.
No, it's not.
Yeah, to them it is. They're taking a piece of their culture and they are metaphorically
ripping it.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
That's total. No, if you I like to hang my art on the wall.
Hold on.
If you
full disclosure, I'm not saying that that's correct. That's not that's a correct way of thinking. I'm saying that that's how these people feel.
Oh, well, I know that. I thought you were saying that that's how you feel.
No.
You're saying they have a right to be offended.
No, I think I mean, I feel like they have a right to be offended, but also they don't have to be.
Do you think they should be offended?
I mean, personally, I wouldn't be offended.
Who would you stand next to if a black person walks up to a white person with dreadlocks and is like, "You took my culture. You need to shave your head."
I would say no. Okay. I would say to the black person, relax. You have the right to be offended. You can be offended. Sure. You can feel that this person is taking part of your culture and misrepresenting it, but you don't have any right to tell them what they need to do or what they should or what they can or can't do.
Okay.
That is how I feel.
How do you feel, Paul?
I mean, okay, if a white person wanted to have dreadlocks, I don't know. Is it more of that's what they want to do? Are they trying to mimic a certain culture? I don't know. I mean, I feel like everybody wants to be more, not included, but just accepted for who they are. And I'm just trying to think of other examples where you're using something from another group of people, but...
Well, some people have said that yoga is appropriation.
How?
Because only rich little white ladies do yoga.
But it's good for anybody, you know?
Exactly.
So it's like,
it's good for anybody.
Why would anybody steer anybody besides an older white woman away from doing it, you know? I don't know.
I mean, well, because it came from India, I think. Something like that.
I've done the Bikram yoga, the hot stuff. I've done that. I'm not really a fan of it.
I wouldn't want to do that.
Well,
but there were guys in there. I mean,
yeah, that's another example. Or karate. Apparently, someone who's not from Asia is not allowed to do karate. It's appropriation because they don't understand where karate started and who founded it and why it's so important. They don't.
Is this just people getting offended? Like,
Yeah.
I don't get like.
Yeah.
I'm
There's
trying to
no.
think of examples. Like, nobody goes into a Chinese restaurant and uses chopsticks and say, "Oh, I'm trying to use your utensils," you know, and nobody's
Right, they
gonna get
want you
offended.
to.
Exactly.
So-
That's what I'm saying. Is that people need to relax. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not like anything regarding policies or anything, but just
No.
socially, there's a surge of people just getting offended at every little thing because it's
Yeah.
appropriation.
Okay, so that's what you can, go down the rabbit hole and say, hey, this is what we're drawing the links to people getting offended by. I don't know.
Yeah. I just
Why is everybody
personally,
getting
I think it's
oh.
silly. I think it's really silly. I think if someone adopts a certain part of a culture because they like it, then great. It's a celebration of that culture. It's not anything wrong. And I don't think they need to take a history lesson on the origins of that element of the culture in order to do it. That's crazy. And in the definition, didn't it say that you need like equal exchange and permission from each other to make it not appropriation?
Yeah.
So who?
Well, yeah,
Damn.
it's
Yeah,
yeah.
so-
That's what makes it.
So who do you talk to from the other culture? Who represents an entire culture that you can get permission from to do whatever you want to do?
I don't know. I feel like. I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah. Because we're saying that, the person could wear a headdress or dreadlocks if they got permission. From who is the question.
The powers that be.
Yeah, who are the powers that be?
I don't know. No clue.
Exactly. It's stupid. It's dumb.
I don't think. I don't know. I'm a very you do you kind of person.
Are you, though?
Yeah.
What about that baker? You don't want him to do him.
No, I want him to believe that they should do them. That's what I'm saying.
You see how ironic that is, though?
What I mean. No, there's a difference. I do think there's a difference because
let's
Because-
because what
No.
I must say, he sounds like Rockstar.
Yeah. Oh,
gosh,
no.
it's
Don't take it like that.
Yeah, don't take offense.
No.
okay. I don't know. Who is that?
She's from Big Brother
Is that the
with the glasses.
her eyes are like out here?
No, she had like red
I
hair.
don't know.
Or
Yeah, and
it was
she's like
dyed
you can't
hair.
tell if she's country or kind of hood.
Yeah, and she's all colorful.
Yeah.
and yeah, that's the one. That's how she talks. She's like,
Oh, I know.
I love you, kids. Can't wait
yeah.
to see you.
Can't wait to see you, boo boo. I'm finna win this money, and it's gonna be hopping. Yeah,
Anyway,
swiveling all over the place.
when it comes to the baker, I think there's a difference because my you do you perspective is inclusive.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
Not of those you don't agree with.
No, I'm saying that his you do you perspective is that he can do him and he can exclude people. I will not exclude
That's not what he was saying.
he
That's
is
not-
excluding people.
No.
Yes.
We already talked about that.
Yeah, we did.
already did.
But I'm saying, okay, when I say you do you, I mean
But
if you are a Native American person, you feel free to do whatever you want, and then all these white people can feel free to do whatever they want. Just don't be a douche about it,
right.
and then you can also be offended, but you can't tell other people what to do.
I agree.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you can feel however you want to feel.
So you don't really have a problem.
Whether I agree with it or not, you can feel however you want to feel. You just can't tell people what to do.
So you don't have a problem with people, with a girl wearing a Japanese dress or white girls with cornrows or anything like that.
Do I have a problem with it?
Yeah.
I don't think... I mean, that's not what I'm arguing.
I'm asking you, do you have a problem with it?
I don't think it's situational. A white girl getting cornrows?
Mhm.
Okay, why is she getting cornrows?
Because she likes cornrows.
Okay, do it then.
No problem.
Whatever.
Cool. Yeah, that's what I say.
But I can't... If I do have a problem with it, I have no right to be like, you can't do that.
I know, but that's not the question, though. Really? Well, I guess it kind of is the question.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, were you gonna say something?
I was just looking up different examples. There's an article that says 7 examples you don't notice today.
What do we got?
So the first one is authentic food and appropriation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Restaurants.
I know, but you want to try all the different foods from all over the world. How is that? Are people offended with that?
Probably. Some.
It's like a paragraph or two I could read.
Someone.
The second one is using I don't even know how to read this. Blasting. Using the haircut you get when you're about to use black culture for a come up. Not really sure.
I'm not
No, I have
Blaccent.
no clue what that is.
I don't know what they're talking about.
Hold on, let me get to the point in the article. It says, as author
Paul, you gotta love this mic here.
Carvel, check. Carvel Wallace writes in a piece on Meghan Trainor's Blaccent for MTV News. What does it mean that Meghan Trainor's voice is technically an approximated black one that comes from a white body?
Oh my god.
So
That's insane.
yeah, I think they're going
Okay,
a little too far.
Rihanna.
Insane. That's crazy.
Graciously.
Graciously.
We got chopsticks and hair as a celebration of Asian culture.
Uh-huh.
So-
Mm.
Celebration.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
Bindies, headdresses, and other music festival trends.
I went to a Japanese festival at the Botanical Gardens, and they had mostly white guys playing the taiko drums from
Oh, yeah?
Japan. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Why wasn't that? Nobody was up in arms about that. You know, it's just silly.
Yeah.
People just pick.
Well, I don't think they have to.
stuff.
No, well, I don't think they just pick stuff.
They do.
I think they pick maybe important things.
No, they pick surface
Well,
level
what
stuff.
what was the story about the dress? It wasn't just a Japanese style dress. It meant something in their culture.
Okay. So what?
So I don't think as big of a fuss would have been made if it was just a Japanese style dress. I don't think so. Not as big of a fuss. This all started on Twitter anyway. Why are people using Twitter? Come on.
I don't get it.
I just don't think it would have been. I don't
get
think
it.
they just pick something. The people who do pick something, in my eyes, they're wrong.
Yeah.
Because it's not. I don't think that they should be offended on just anything that someone comes up with.
Right.
But
it kind of feels like sometimes that's the case, or
no, yeah, that's definitely the case a
Yeah.
lot of times, and I don't think that's right. But I think that the ones that are, I think there are ones that are worth something, that have some merit for people to be offended.
I don't think so. Unless
You don't
it's
think
unless
anything?
it has unless it has like a malicious intent or they're making fun. You know, like if they're making fun, then that's not okay. If they're kind of, I don't know the word. But you know, like blackface, like how blackface started,
Is that okay?
or just to make fun. No, that's not okay. But so if it was in that vein, like if someone put on a headdress and was like tiki tiki or doing whatever, I guess that's Hawaiian, but you know, like making a joke about it, you know, that's not very tasteful. But if they truly appreciate, you know, the artwork or the tattoos, Polynesian tattoos, if they really appreciate it and they like it and they want to celebrate it, I don't see any problem with
But
adopting anything.
you can, I mean, if you're talking about a tattoo or whatever,
Yeah.
you might appreciate it in terms of just artwork.
Yeah.
You might think, this looks cool. I want this. I want a shoulder cap because I'm cool.
You were going to say douche.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was. If you think that, then wait, what was I about to say? No, I don't think that that's just appreciating it and it being okay, because those
Why?
symbols could mean something
To
someone
someone
else.
else.
to an entire culture.
Yeah. So,
And so, I don't know, I just feel like it shouldn't.
that's so
That's
touchy.
not-
That's so just weak. Just
I don't think
cry.
it's that weak.
It's so crybaby.
I
Yeah.
don't think that's crybaby.
And you can't assume that the whole culture is offended by it.
Well, no, I'm not saying that. I
Okay,
don't
well,
think, because I mean, there are a lot of things that a lot of people in the same culture in which I identify would be offended by something that I would not.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be the whole culture.
Okay, so some people are offended, some people aren't.
I think
Who
it's
do you
just.
get
I think
permission
it's
from?
not as black and white as you want it to be.
No, it is. It's simple.
No, I think there's a huge gray area.
No, it's simple.
No, there aren't rules. There aren't rules about this many people. I mean,
Sure.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
there aren't.
Yes, there are.
No. You can't be like, oh, so it has to be at least 2 people who are offended. No.
Okay, well then who do you get permission from?
I don't know. It's situational.
It's not.
It's not one rule. Yes, it is. It's
It's
situational.
not.
I think it's situational.
No, it's not.
It is.
That's so silly.
I don't think that's silly.
So a white girl can wear cornrows to one party if no one's offended, but then the next party, if someone's offended, she can't wear them.
No, she can do whatever she wants.
Nick, but you know what I'm saying? She shouldn't, or you don't agree that she should, or that it is appropriation if she does. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I guess I know what you're saying, but I don't know.
You're getting politician on me and like. She
Really?
doesn't have to. Of course, she has the legal right to wear them.
Okay,
you know what I'm
that's-
talking about.
Oh my, are you serious?
Yeah.
This is the way that you've been talking
What?
the whole time.
No, it's
All
not.
politician like.
No.
Yes.
That's not true.
Yes.
Well, no, it's not.
Yes.
Paul.
Yes.
I'm
That's
neutral.
a yes.
I'm
That
neutral.
sounds like a yes.
That's not a yes. Nick, look at this list of things. Okay. So we have canoes, kayaks, the wheelbarrow, umbrellas, Arabic numerals, Halloween itself. Halloween.
Okay.
That's not an American origin.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Competitive swimming, glasses, french fries, hot dogs, yoga, eyeliner.
Are you trying to come at everything that I love?
Do you love all these things?
Hot dogs, competitive swimming.
You know, I mean, sure, I probably thought of that because you do that. Eyeliner, dreadlocks, wigs, okay? Flannel, blue jeans, okay? We all take part in all these things, and none of it originated.
I actually
with
do
us.
not own a single pair of jeans or flannel. Not having anything to do with culture, I just don't. It's because I rip every pair of jeans that I have.
Okay, but when these things first started being shared by other cultures than where they originated, people could have cried appropriation. But it was really just, that's useful, or that's nice, or that's cool, and let's adopt it. And now we all just take it for granted, like it's just normal everyday life, because it's not some sort of taboo, like very specific stylistic element that we can latch onto. It's just blue jeans. Just take it for granted, right? But it started in a culture and branched out to other cultures who used blue jeans.
Kind of interested. What culture do you know?
I think it was the guy who invented it was an American German. So
what's the culture?
well, I don't know,
Oh,
but I'm just saying, like someone who's from Quebec, you know, is not American German.
So because of that, nobody else can use them?
That's
or
the
what's
idea. That's the idea. That's the idea.
no one is saying that.
Okay, well then clarify it for me.
No
okay.
one's saying that about blue jeans.
Okay,
though.
okay. Halloween.
That's why I'm
Halloween.
saying it's not just black and it's not cut and dry.
Yeah, it's
There's
not.
not
Okay, so it's not
rules.
cut and dry. You get to go cherry pick every little single thing that you might want to complain about that day. If it brings down a white person.
No.
If it's
Oh my
convenient to bring down a white
Are
person.
you serious?
And I'm not saying this about you personally.
Oh,
but-
okay, good.
Yeah, not you personally, but you know, the general
I have no
Message.
desire to bring down white people.
I know you don't.
Just so you know.
I know you don't. But that's the conversation around appropriation in the media and all over the place is always that. It's always attacking a white person for appropriating something from a minority culture. And also, you mentioned power.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so who has more power in America as a race?
I don't
Black No, listen, black people or Filipino people?
What? I guess black people. What?
Right. So, if a Filipino person wears cornrows, is it appropriation?
I don't know. I guess.
No, it's not, right? According to the definition.
According to if you're I don't know.
Because you have this caveat of power.
It's hard for me to say. It's hard for me to say because I don't
You don't.
I
you're
don't
just
really get
like-
offended by like anything.
Yeah, you're not caring too much about.
Yeah, so it's hard for me to say because all I can do is understand the logic behind people's thoughts. Like, I get it. I'm not with you, but I get it.
Okay.
Like, if there are 10 black people and one Filipino person, the Filipino person gets cornrows, whatever, fit in, I guess.
Or they just
assuming
like it.
assuming that all the other black people like cornrows.
Or they just like it.
If the black people, if a black person cried appropriation, I would be like, yeah, sure, whatever, I get it. But if, and vice versa, if the black people took something from that Filipino person's culture and adopted it, and the Filipino was like, dang, you just stripped that from me, I didn't want you to have that appropriation, I'd be like, yeah, you're right, sure.
Okay, so you're just abandoning the idea of power in the definition.
Yeah. I don't know. This is why I'm saying it's a huge gray area.
It's not gray.
Yeah, because there are some situations where I can see it and some situations where I can't. But also, I don't really see it personally anywhere. I mean, as in, nothing really is going to offend me. I'm never going to think someone's taking away my culture. I think we should all embrace everything. Peace and love.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. Embrace it all.
I don't know. I feel like today a lot of people get more offended than before.
That's
Yes.
true.
So is that gonna keep going? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, there's so many different things. If a culture, let's see. So if whatever the examples I listed, if somebody is in tune with, something that makes their life better, and they're not trying to mock them, I think if that's what they want to do, by all means, you can do it. But I don't know. Is some of the stuff situational? It could be. Yeah, no, it definitely could be, but I don't know. Do you think the media drives anything about this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, are they dividing and conquering like two people against each other, or two groups of people? I don't know.
That's an interesting question.
What exactly?
Like,
Divide and conquer?
if I don't know, if CNN comes out with a story about something that happened, and the kind of the narrative is that, okay, well, this is wrong, but I don't know.
Are you talking
Could it
about
drive more people to say, okay, well, I'm not going to do that anymore because I don't want to be offensive, or I don't want to be seen in that light? I don't know. I'm trying to think of an example, and I can't, but obviously the media likes to wedge a foot in between
Oh yeah.
people or on
Yeah.
certain issues. So
Yeah. Well, that's what brings in them dollar bills
of course
for the
yeah.
networks.
Well, also, back to Paul's point about people getting offended more now than before. I think that's true.
Like even
And
on
I think
Facebook,
it's-
you get ads. It's like, oh, is this offensive?
Right.
No, I just don't want to see it.
Yeah, yeah, true. I think it's because, so we talked before about, a perfect world being how everyone is unique and everyone is their own person, whatever, all this stuff. And so I think maybe people get offended by taking things from other cultures because when it's rightful, when they're rightfully offended.
Okay.
So not talking about the situations where it's like, oh yeah, you can't do
Right.
your hair like this because I hate you.
Right.
It's not like that. If they're rightfully offended, I think it's more because we should be past that, because we have come a long way. I think we are closer to being in a world where everyone is unique and everyone's their own person. And so I feel like we should be better than trying to take something from a culture when really we should just all be ourselves.
But see, I thought you were going somewhere else with that.
I kind of thought I was going somewhere else with that.
Because you said we should all just be ourselves and we should be past.
We should be past thinking about it as a cultural thing.
Right. So that means those who are upset should be past thinking about
Both
the
people should be
segregation
past
of
it.
culture.
The people who are doing it as a way to mimic a culture, they should be better than that. And the people who are upset should be better than thinking something belongs to just their culture.
But they may not be doing it to mimic a culture.
I mean, mimic, not mock. Not like...
No.
I mean, mimic as in be similar to this certain thing. I'm just saying, why can't we all be better? I know. I'm saying that both sides should be better.
At what? What? No, one
not
side
being
should be
offended
better.
and
Yes.
yeah,
Not being offended.
Not being offended and not trying to take things based on culture.
Why? See,
both sides
that one is
should
stupid.
be...
Why?
How's it stupid?
Why should people be more careful about taking things from other cultures? You wouldn't have hot dogs, Nick.
I love hot dogs.
You wouldn't have hot dogs. Or Halloween.
Spooky.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't get that. I don't get that part.
I don't know. Just forget everything.
It's how things develop, you know? Like Hans Zimmer has used taiko drums in his music a lot. Because they're Japanese and he's German. I mean, is that appropriation? They weren't for Japanese films. It's for Batman. You know?
Is this issue more prevalent in America than anywhere else, or
I think
I don't know. See it all over the world.
I kind of think so. I think it's a new.
I've heard so many times we're a big melting pot of cultures and everything.
We're supposed to be.
Yeah, supposed to be.
But now everyone's advocating for segregation of culture.
I don't even know.
You don't even know.
I don't even know.
Ding. All right. Well, that was nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Anything more, Paul?
I don't know.
So you were the objective party on that one.
Yeah. I mean, I get that it happens every day. I don't think anybody sees something and the first thought that comes to their head, oh, that's cultural appropriation. I don't know. I wish people wouldn't get so offended, but then at the same time, like Nick was saying, you know, you're not trying to bring another culture down. I mean, there's a lot of people out there, so I can't really speak for everybody, but yeah. I don't know. You only live once, so just live. It's your life, you know.
YOLO.
Do whatever. I mean, not whatever, but
right.
Have fun.